Yay. Hey, friends, welcome. We're going to do some movement practice today, see what we get into. So, if we're going to give some love to the hips, definitely have something that you're sitting on for support. That's super helpful. I'm hoping we're going to get into some standing things, but here we are. We're seated. Let's take a breath. Oh, feel ourselves in an upright fashion, aligned between heaven and earth. And we are in transition time. It's the transition season within the transition season, a very unique period at the end of late summer into the beginning of autumn. There's a doyo. There's a space in between, a season in between. And one of the best things we could do is help our bodies in this season in between, right? So, sort of letting go of the lightness of summer and coming into the groundedness of autumn. Yeah. We don't have to go like full grounded just yet, but we can start transitioning. Arriving to a felt sense of the breath. Where the breath feels spacious and where the breath is like, I don't think I can get in there. Notice places in the body that feel light. Notice places in the body that are feeling heavier. And let's see what we can move and transform and feel into today. Let's go ahead and stretch the legs. Have the hands behind. Let's do some windshield wipers. And a little wiggling behind the knees. A little wiggling of the bum, just kind of like check in on what's happening there in the hip. Nice. Just coming all the way down to the feet. So we could have hands behind. We could have light fingertips. We could have fists. We could have no hands. Flex and point at the ankles. Like cruise through a little bit of joint practice. Right? And let's feel into making space, right? Making space in the ankles right now, and the feet, and the little spaces between the bones of the toes. Make circles and think, oh, I'm like moving the fluid around in the joint space so that I can have space. Opposite direction. Ankles, especially joint space that gets real jammed up, right? Make space between the legs and move in opposite. And switch. Right. So this is also helping me start to investigate up the line, right? I'm doing these ankle circles. What am I feeling in the knee? I'm doing these ankle circles. What am I feeling in the hip? And it was finally when I got to this movement that sticky hip showed up. Here we go. Windshield wipers. Now we said fluffing the toes, so let's do it. Squeeze the toes and then flex. Stretching in between each of the toes, try to get them to lengthen, like you're fluffing the joint spaces in between. Sometimes you got like one toe, you got to smile at it. Maybe poke it a little, see if it can move independently. Nice, wiggle it out. Let's do some knee pull-ups. So this quadricep muscles contract, squeeze those. Kneecap pulls up. When you release the quads, the kneecap goes down. Such is the nature of how those muscles attach. I'm at 17, 18, 19, 20. You could try a few faster. So what we're doing here is like massaging the padding in the knee, just getting fluid moving around, circulating. Mm-hmm. Wiggling from here. Let's come up to the right hip, picking up the right leg. We could be from the outside, we could be from the inside. You know, and I'm here, I'm listening to this hip, and it's like glute minimus. It's not moving. It's just like stiff as a board. I'm just playing with these circles in both directions. See, and I offer up some loosening, both directions, side to side. I'm not really trying to squeeze my leg in towards my chest today because it's just like feels very, very ropey tight. Maybe I'm holding in the center, giving a little squeeze. And then this half lotus. This feels like it has to be really gentle today, but the trajectory would be pulling that foot up towards the crease of the thigh and letting the knee rotate down towards the floor. A little bit of bouncing, a little bit of movement. What could even be rest on the inside and holding there. Nice. Stretching that leg. And here's a fun moment to observe what we did. To feel any spaciousness in the hip, in the knee, in the ankle. A few knee pull-ups. Some wiggles from behind. Compare two legs. Making space, activating nerves. Let's take it over to left leg. We did some circles, both directions. Make sure you do both directions. Rocking. Holding. Half lotus. Holding, breathing, just listening, stretching both legs. We make some windshield wipers, some knee pull-ups. Butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet pressed together. And let's do some various kinds of tilting from here. So first, just some pelvic tilting forward and backwards. Nice and gentle. Whatever's available. Breathing into those differences in the two sides. And let's now circles around the sacrum. Opposite direction. Back the first direction. And switch. Nice. A little bit of space. Holding up the ankles, pelvic tilt. We're getting in some really good womb yoga this morning, right? We want to juice inside the pelvic bowl, way at the bottom of the uniscape. In the Yogini circle, we've had a request to talk more about the bandha practice in pelvic bowl. I'm sure that's going to ignite all sorts of conversation. Hey, while we're here, internal rotation. Internal rotation. Nice. Bring it back to center. And into butterfly. Baddha Konasana. Ooh, did that loosen up at all? For a forward fold. Lots of options. Feet could be closer in. We could open up the feet like a book. We could clasp around the toes. We could hold at the ankles. We could be holding at knees and calves. We could turn the hands inside of a fire face stretch. Inhale. And lead from elbow. So lots of options. Feel free to play around as we take a few breaths holding. Sometimes I take this opportunity to massage in between the toes, just like getting some movement there. Stretching the legs, making some windshield wipers. And just pause for a moment here, lower body. Activation, movement, flow, heat, coolness, tingling. What are the sensations you can feel? Take yourself into the hips. Take yourself into the knees. Take yourself to the ankles, to the toes. Where do we feel space? Where do we feel lack of space? Where do we feel lightness? Where do we feel heaviness? Let's activate into upper body. So we might fold legs back into easy pose, Sukhasana. Breathing through the upper body, make a fist with the thumb on the inside for wrists. Up and down. Circles. Opposite direction, circles. Flat palm up and down. Shake it out. Fist with the thumb on the inside, elbow circles with a little shake on the way out. Opposite direction. Shrug shoulder. Shake out the arm. Small shoulder circle, relaxing facial muscles, jaw muscle. Opposite direction. Elbow circles, trace for big shoulder circle. Breathe. Open up chest, lungs. Opposite direction. Shrug and wiggle in any way that feels good through the shoulder. Pause for a moment. Shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, fingertips. Neck movement. We slow it down. Inhale, chin back. Exhale, chin towards chin. Just simple rotation, right and left. Doing about 5 of each. Ear to shoulder. And tuck the chin, roll up to a shoulder, roll down to the middle, roll to the opposite shoulder. Inhale. Relax the jaw. Let's bring it to the center, picking up the head. Stretching the legs. And let's have a moment to observe for lightness in the upper body. Stickiness, heaviness. Feel free to have that's what I'm doing right now. It's just like little micro movements that help me explore these kinetic chains, these fascial planes. I'm figuring out like what exactly is the thing. It's like a puzzle. Mm-hmm. We're gonna bring the legs into a little bit of wide stance here. Continuing the puzzle. Let's turn it towards right leg. Take a nice breath in and exhale a little bit forward. Hello. Back of the leg, hamstring. Next inhale, back up. Exhale, opposite side. Next inhale, back up to the center. Another place for little micro movement. For softening of the knees. Next, inhale back up, arms all the way up. We're in this gallbladdery liver wood phase feel. Nice side bend here. Elbow could be on top of the thigh. Elbow could come a little bit to the inside and then rotate the chest towards the ceiling. And let's play a little. Just drop this arm and feel this beautiful stretch, side of the neck. And then sweep as you inhale the arm across the body. Rotate chest towards the ceiling and then drop that arm again. It's so nice feeling here. Inhale, sweep that arm, rotate the chest towards the ceiling. We'll do that one more time. And up, sweep and rotate. You can use that lower elbow, right, as some leverage for that rotation. Inhale, both arms back to center. Right. I've been enjoying so much this like simple back bend, like dropping the head back. Yeah. So this is my much tighter side. This is the hip that's got the tight paradigm. So I'm not trying to go as deep here. I want to like be easy with my anatomy and just see if I can allow for more circulation of fluid rather than just a sort of dry stretch. All right, so I'm sweeping and rotating towards the ceiling. But like I'm even keeping this upper arm pretty bent so that there's space. Breathe into the whole side body here. Inhale, sweep and rotate. And then enjoy the stretch through side body. That like tricky place with the lats, a little bit SCM on the side of the neck. One more time, inhale. And like, yeah, see, it's opening on its own now, right? I'm not forcing the side of my body to do anything. Take your time and come back up to center. Feel symmetry, heart towards the sky. Only if it feels good. Right? Wiggle everything back to center. Your shoulder up. And pause. Spaces in between. So this is a pose. Any second now, I'll get the book and get the reference and remember the name of this pose. It has a name, it has a Sanskrit name. Okay, so we're back here. You could have ear towards the shoulder. You could just have head in the center because that's the best idea, and also possible to head back. Which I don't know. I go through seasons where this feels good. Most of the time it doesn't, but this is the season where it feels good. Hey, if you were sitting on something, take a little scooch off of that something. We did internal rotation, but why not? Let's do it again. So rotating internally. Oh, it's a lot looser. So these are just gentle range of motion movements, which is different from that classic, I would say more modern yoga approach where we stretch, stretch, stretch. And it's not juice at the attachment space, it's not juice in the joint spaces. Okay, turning this into external rotation. Inhale, and then rotate to the opposite side. Oh, that's a tight hip. Inhale. Inhale. One more time to each side. Feel free to hold in places. We're back up and we're coming onto hands and knees. And I will invite you to give yourself padding. So my favorite tool, just a good old cotton or wool blanket. Fingers spread nice and wide. Center the palm, pushing into the floor. Cat's pose breathing. Inhale and exhale. We're going to do a whole little wiggly series from here. Inhale, center. Exhale, side bend. Find your heel. Inhale, center. Yes, we were just in that fascial plane. So checking in here. Having the navel just, slightly pulled inward, stabilizing through abdominal muscles. How about one more time to each side? Take it back into a child's pose. Come up onto the fingertips in child's pose. Walk the fingertips forward. Walk the fingertips like little spider fingers. Walk them over to the right side. Breathe into the left. Hello again, side body. Walk the fingertips over to the left. Breathe into the right side. Walk the fingertips back to the center and forward again. And then rest, elbows to the floor. Slowly walking back up. Back to hands and knees. Let's see if we can't unstick those hips a little bit more. Circles. Tree circle with the belly button. Make it as big or as small as you like. Look forward. So we keep head in line with the spine. And make sure that fingers are spread very wide. Even the center of the palm pushing into the floor. Distributing the weight. I do my hands a little bit forward from my shoulders. Opposite direction. Yes, the paradigm is there in the radio. We're working on it. Nice, back to center. Let's take this side to side. Figure 8. Lighten up on the hands. Hold your body weight with abdomen. Let's bring it on back to center. Wiggling through shoulder blades. Right, so in this inverted position, if you walk the hands back a little bit, it gives you space. Get under the shoulder blade, under the armpit. And let's start to feel how those shoulder blades, they glide up towards the ears. They glide down towards the hip. Walk the hands back a little bit more. And we can feel how the shoulder blades squeeze together. Keep walking back, shoulder circle, opposite, all the way to diamond pose, Vajrasana. Coming into just this upper thoracic movement. So hands are like on the knees. Inhale, chest comes forward. Exhale. Tuck in the chin. Just thoracic spine. Let the hands sort of slide along the side as you do this. Interlace the fingers. Inhale, arms overhead. Spiral the wrist all the way down. Interlace the hands behind you. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Big breath in. Exhale, releasing. Back to hands and knees. We did this move last week in honor of all that delicious heart-centered meditative practice, because we were also focused on the accompanying anatomy of the heart. So, like belly dance move, like these isolations in the upper thoracic. You're letting the heart dip, and as if you could move one shoulder blade at a time over to the right. Now my right drops, and my left drops, and I'm left, center, right, and circling. And the opposite direction like here, moving one shoulder blade at a time. I'm getting all sorts of sounds in there. All right, switch directions. Fingers spread wide. Arms are pretty straight here. I'm getting all sorts of like pop and fizzle and adjusting. Switch. Now speed up. Nice. And now it's just, again, like thoracic isolation. Head stays neutral. Drop the heart. And then push the spine towards ceiling. And we're back into child's pose. Into downward facing dog. Tuck toes. Bend knees. If this is comfortable, we can hang out here for a little bit. Enjoying the inversion. A little upside down time. Play with the hips, wag the tail. Stretch through the backs of the heels. If you're not on a slippery mat like myself, walk the feet forward. Walk the hands back. Standing forward fold. Knees are soft. Tabletop pose. Inhale. Soft arch in the low back. Maybe even a little tap, tap, tap to the sticky places. A couple times, tabletop pose. So lots of room here. We could be up at the knees, soft bend in the knees, soft arch in the low back. We could be a little lower. We could be lower. Be down here at the floor. Nice breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Sometimes I jiggle and wiggle a little, just bring in a little bit of movement through the stuck places. Inhale yourself all the way up. Just stand. Take a breath. And here in standing, roll the shoulders. Roll the shoulders in the opposite direction. A little bit of supplemental fire opening, arms open. First, range of motion, a little bit of pulsation. So it's not about going too far back into the shoulders. It's really about opening across the chest. And then make that little diagonal. Other way diagonal. With feet comfortably facing forward, an easy mountain pose. Give yourself a hug and squeeze like you're separating the shoulder blades away from one another. Breathe. Activation for supplemental fire. Bring it to the center. Open eagle wingspan. Fan open the wrist. Hello, pericardium. Heart protector. Breath in. Exhale down. Shake it out a little. Let's go the other way. So whichever arm is on top, give yourself a hug. And then squeeze the shoulder blades away from one another. Breathe. We bring it from the front. Open up eagle wingspan. Fan open the wrist. Don't go beyond the shoulder girdle. No need. Like literally just no need to do that. Fan open the wrist. Pericardium stretch. Heart protector. Deep blood circulation. So we want to get this fire phase in check if we're going to come into the in-between season. Shifting landscape, shifting boundaries. We're all feeling it. This is the week that everyone is thrust into the new things, right? Freaking fourth quarter. Or second quarter. Actually, yeah, almost second. Yeah, second-ish quarter for your nonprofit. Breathe in. Exhale down, widen the feet and just shake it out. Spirally movements. My knees are bent. Stick it up high. Whoa. Wiggles. See what's happening. It's like I have these two distinct places in my body right now that are still holding. One is this glute minimus right here, and then it has a little reciprocal in the front, and the other is like right in center, like left side lat. These two things. So like as I'm just kind of spontaneous wiggle moving, there's space, there's lightness, there's looseness, and then those two places are like holding on for dear life. And then they talk. The the thing in the back goes up, and the thing in the hip radiates here and pulls at my knee, right? So these are the paradigms that I'm kind of playing and feeling into, greeting through the practice. Let's do a little bit of wide leg movement. So we've got nice wide leg stance. Yeah, feeling into making sure the feet are aligned. I've got my toes ever so slightly turned inward, knees soft. Take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, soft knees. Top of the head towards the floor. Right, coming up onto the hand, bending one knee at a time. Stretching opposite leg. Getting a little bit back into those adductors. Taking a little spiral over to one side, high runner's lunge. Turn it into low runner's lunge if you wanted to. Breathe in. Walk it on over, spiraling to the opposite side, high runner's lunge. Turn into low runner's lunge if you want. And have a nice breath in. And walk it back to center. Straightening the arms, turn the right arm to the inside, rotate chest towards the ceiling, wherever you get to. I mean, some days I get nowhere in this pose. Could even tuck the arm behind and just open up from shoulder. Nice breath in and back. Left arm in. Big breath in. Forward fold. Walk the feet in a little bit. Feet turn outwards. Shikudachi. Or goddess pose from inside. Open and down into the squat. Inhale. Open up for the starfish pose. At least that's what we called it in kids yoga. And all the way. Just turn the feet in slightly. Horse stance. So, Kibarachi. We come down into the squat. We push the knees outwards. Maybe we're just bringing the hands to the crease of the hips. Shoulders back. Tailbone a little bit tucked forward. Big breath in here. Exhale, straightening the legs. Bringing the feet together. Have a little shake out. How about one more of these stances? So, warrior pose. I'm going to invite you to make some space. Not directly aligned for warrior one. Right, so we said, let's ground it. Let's take all that expansive summer energy. Let's get it grounded. Yes, standing poses, standing wide leg stands poses. Do we bring it into a warrior three? Right, inhaling onto that front foot. Could be airplane pose. Could be proper warrior three. Nice breath in. Shaking it out in between. Switching sides. Leg back for warrior one. Space between the feet so I'm not aligned front foot and back foot. Giving myself enough space for the rotation forward. Where do we take ourselves? Airplane pose. Balancing on that front foot. Warrior three. Finding your balance back to center. Stick it out a moment. Standing meditative pose. Resting into the standing meditative pose. Could even be eyes open. Expanding in all directions. To the front and back. To the right and left. Above the head, below the feet. Have a few breaths breathing into the kidneys just below the bottom rib. In the bodywork space, I've been seeing a lot of tired kidneys. The summer season can just be so taxing. It's releasing from here. This could be a space that you come back to, feel into a little bit more. And let's twist it out, standing twist. Picking up one heel is going to be a little bit more kind to the knees. Slowly coming to a stop. Let's finish where we started. Back on the floor. As I back a little with this blanket. Back here on the floor. We're feeling into the body. Places that feel light. Places that feel heavy. Lots of activation in this body right now. We think it's an ongoing project. Take a little twist while we're here. Inhale in the center, exhale back and pushing the chest forward. Turning towards the space behind you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe and hold. Back to center. We're going to pause this movement practice here, and the next quest is what follows this on Nidra, more meditation. Who knows? Back to standing, something different, some inversions, or was this the break? And we're into the next. It's a beautiful day. It's a lively day. It's the new moon. So we did a good job getting into our practice this morning. And if you like, I'll catch you guys in a couple hours in the new moon circle because, like, let's just keep this fun going. So thanks for being here live. If you're enjoying this as a recording, you can always leave a comment, make a request, share some feedback. That's fun too. So I will see you all very soon.